Okay, welcome back. Today's Saturday, February 21st, 2009. It's 11:23 p.m. We're getting close to that 11 o'clock deadline. Um, Thank you for being on, Deborah and Kinsley. You guys both there?
Yes, I'm here. You're
Okay.
welcome, Brian.
What we did as promised last night. We did not get to the other missing person cases that we were supposed to do yesterday. What we are going to cover them tonight. But first, I want to let you guys know that findaji.com is open for business or for whatever you want to call it. Here's a graphic of Aji and the website. So once again, it's www.findaji.com. I just sent a newsletter out. Basically, we're asking everybody to sign up in the forums and post any information that you may have, and more importantly, to please spread the word about Aji. It doesn't have to be this website, but getting his picture out there is probably the most important thing that we can do right now. We're not affiliated with the family. We are staying out of that. Our job is just to get the picture out there. We don't collect donations. We work for free. There's nothing like that. We want them to be found. So that said, let's start our show tonight. And speaking of Aji, let's go ahead and I got to change the graphic right there. Sorry about that, guys. You're going to see me move something here on the screen. Okay. Okay. So Aji, the case for Aji was opened on January 14th, 2009. It's case number 648. You can click on the image above. I'm sorry, not the image above, the image on your screen, or go to the forums at missingpersonforum.com, which again is up at the top of your screen. Deborah Kinsley, is there any new information on this case?
I would like to make as far as the Aji's case, we are anxiously waiting for him to air again on America's Most Wanted. I really want to thank America's Most Wanted for continuing to follow his story. And that should be airing a week from today,
Okay.
according to news reports. They did film it, and you listed that on the calendar
Right.
and at findaji.com.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as findaji.com goes, please bear with us a bit. I've been busy trying to get some information there. As Brian said, we worked a lot on it, and I'm not done yet. So there'll be a lot more information coming. And if you have information to share, please, join the forum and post it, and spread the word about Aji.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to thank both of you guys for helping us get this done. I think we've actually finished it probably about 7 o'clock in the morning. Deborah, I know you stayed up even later posting links and things. We I need to upgrade the forum software, and I'll be doing that today to install the language packs. I think there'll be like 13 different language packs involved in the upload, and I don't think that Creole is one of them, but the French will be, and so will Spanish. I installed a little widget, Babelfish widget that most people that speak a foreign language that visit English sites will probably know what I'm talking about. That will translate the site each page. It'll do it page by page. So
I'm
any
not sure if you noticed, Brian, but did you see the posters that I posted in there from the FBI government site? They did a great job on posters. There's one in Creole and
mhm.
there's also one in Spanish for Aji. So
Okay,
I
great.
listed that there.
Okay, wonderful. Um, so is there any other news? I know America's Most Wanted will be airing the show on Saturday. Do you know what time that will be?
They're normally on at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time,
Okay.
-5 GMT, right?
Yeah, -5 GMT Eastern Standard Time. That's what. Yeah, that's what that is. -5.
Right. I'm pretty sure that they're on at 9 p.m. Or am
Okay.
I wrong? Could it be 10?
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's 9.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we could double check that and post that later. Or
Right.
you could just Google America's Most Wanted. They should have a link to when the show's on. And I know America's Most Wanted is amw.com.
Right.
Okay, Kinsley, is there anything new? Did you hear anything else for Ashi? Okay. All right, so we got the website up. That's really all we did last night. And once again, please visit the website, findaji.com, adji.com. Um, So we have another Amber Alert case, which is Haleigh Ann Marie Cummings. And let me get the graphic up here.
And I just Googled that. It is 9 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
It is.
So America's
Okay,
Most Wanted,
great.
America's Most Wanted, Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching from out of the United States, it will be -5 Greenwich Mean Time. Okay, so case number 673, Haleigh Ann Marie Cummings. We opened the case February 11th, 2009. As far as I know, she's still missing. I know there's a lot of news articles out. What's new, guys?
As of right now, the cousin in Tennessee is still not a suspect. They've spoken with him, and they're saying that he's not a person of interest.
Okay, now that's the suspect that was a registered sex offender.
Now, he's not registered, but Misty is claiming or making an accusation that he had molested her.
She's making that accusation now, or was that?
Well, she made it in the past, apparently. I don't know. She's saying that he had molested her in the past, and that he was in town for about a month, and left the same day that Haleigh went missing.
Okay,
That
but
was molesting Misty, right? Not Haleigh, or
Right, not Haleigh, correct.
okay,
That's
but
what I thought.
were charges filed though? Do we know? Oh, so she's making a statement now to the police that she was molested.
Correct.
Okay. Any other details on the case?
Apparently Geraldo was out there, and a lot of accusations were flying. If you want to see more about that, there'll probably be YouTube's up or repeat. I think repeat comes on at 12.
Okay. What was going on?
A lot of accusations about drugs and abuse, things like that. And he questioned Ron, and Ron adamantly denied everything, which I'm not here to say if he's right or wrong, guilty or innocent. And in my opinion, he gained a little bit of ground with me, because even after Geraldo had basically attacked him, he was well in his personal space. Even after all that, and they asked him to leave, he stopped the cameras and again returned the focus back to, Haleigh, I have a message for you. I love you. We will find you. I won't stop till I find her. As well as a message to the whoever took her. Please return.
Okay, why did Geraldo attack him, and what did he say?
I don't have it verbatim, but the gist of it was that the Crystal, which is the mother, her family and her have been making accusations that he's been using drugs, that he may be working as a informant as well, and
Informant for what? For the police, for drugs?
Yes,
Okay.
and that might be why he was let off on the charges, as well as abuse as far as Haleigh and Misty. I'm sorry, not Misty. Haleigh and Crystal, and just various other things.
Okay, but what did any of this have to do with Haleigh being missing, though?
Nothing.
Okay, that's what I
Other
want to hear.
than there was an allegation that supposedly he made a comment to someone that he was 75% sure he knew who had taken her, which he again denied he ever said that.
Okay, well, if
That
he
was-
said
to
that,
me,
I would
that was the only thing
definitely,
that was hurt.
definitely look into what he's saying, because he would know. But if he denied that, if he denied saying that, then that would be a rumor. Then why? I mean, either you say it or you don't. There's too much media coverage for him to not. See what I'm saying? To not say that. If he said it, it'd probably be recorded somewhere, wouldn't it?
Right.
Okay.
And he's very adamant that he did not make those statements, and in fact, he asked for the names of the people that made the allegations, because
Okay.
he wants to contact the law enforcement and have charges pressed.
Okay. Well, that sounds normal. Okay. Thank you. Deborah, anything else before we move on to the three cases we were supposed to get done last night?
Not really. Just one small comment regarding what's going on in the case for Haleigh. Yes, we've seen this before, where anything and everything is dragged around in the media, accusations made, their lives coming under a microscope. It still keeps the case in the forefront. It keeps Haleigh's picture out there, and her case, being seen by people. It's unfortunate, but in all honesty too, sometimes some of the things that are coming out could have something to do with her going missing. I'm not making accusations myself, but when they talk about drugs and make other allegations, sometimes people go missing as a result of that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, no doubt. I think I've been saying all along, as far as the dream work goes, that the family's not to be trusted. Um, but
well, if they
yeah,
want this to stop, it'd be real easy. They could all just fess up
yeah,
to everything they know and do full disclosure at this point and get it out there.
right.
Because it's going to come out anyway, in my
To,
opinion.
to avoid this kind of stuff, all you do is need to be honest in the first place. If you're honest in the first place, there's nothing that anybody can say to bring up what like's happening now.
Right, they can
If you
dig for
don't
it.
know what she was wearing, say you don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. If you find out later, if you figure it out. I mean, I would imagine. I heard the 911 calls, and he sounded genuine. He sounded angry, and all the other emotions that go along with, your child being missing. Um, and as far as not knowing details that they don't know, I mean, the police would understand that. But apparently, there's been a lot of things said that come back to not be true. You will remember if you're in that home or not. That's something you just wouldn't forget.
Right, and you should remember when you saw a child, what the child was wearing. But,
Sure.
if you
Well, no,
don't,
I can't say that because for me, I mean, I just looked at my kids and I really honestly couldn't tell you what they're wearing.
well, women usually remember that stuff
Yeah.
more than a man does, though.
Okay.
But then again, we're dealing with someone that's a little younger too. Misty is younger.
Right.
Um, but still, if everything was stated, I'm sure a lot of those things wouldn't even come out or would not have come out by now, as far as things that are, matters of public record and such, because no one would have had reasons to be digging for them.
Right. Um, yeah. Well, that's what they do. Their name gets out there. Everybody's going to look them up to bring up a lot of stuff. I mean, her father is not that old, and apparently he's done he has a pretty long criminal record, from what I know.
Yes, he
For
does.
being
And
19.
in all honesty, as far as the digging goes, that's what we do too.
Okay. Real quick, I want not to change. Going back to not remembering what your kid's wearing. I'm sure most mothers know this, but fathers out there, I have to do this. When you take your kids out somewhere, a public place, remember, like especially in a park or something, remember what they're wearing. It's just a lot of times I don't do that, but if something does happen, you need to because they're going to go by color of the clothes, or whatever right away. So if you have to write it down like I do sometimes, write it down, or take a picture or something, because you will forget something like that in times of great stress like that. And like I said, in the first few minutes, first few hours are very, very important, and you need to have a description of what the child was wearing. And like I said, right now my kids are in the house. I could not tell you what they're wearing, honestly. I just saw them.
Well,
but
that's okay.
I forget a
That's
lot of
okay.
things. Yeah, I forget birth dates too, and a lot of things. Oh, real quick, my daughter and son last night were playing Ring Around the Rosie, and my older son taught them when you go ring around the rosy, you start going really, really fast, and centrifugal force pulls you out. Well, Allison hit her head on the chair last night. She had a little cut on her eye. I took her to the emergency room last night. Everything's fine, no stitches, but she does have a black eye. That said, she has a doctor's appointment on Monday, and I just can't wait to see what the people's reactions are going to be. I mean, I guess when you look at somebody, a little baby has a black eye, you wonder, well, what happened? So I don't know how I'm going to handle that. But she's just fine. Actually, really didn't cry at all. It looked a lot worse than it really was. That's actually the first time I've taken Allison to the emergency room.
Well, it probably won't be the last one.
Yeah,
I
well, I
think
hope
she's
not.
got to shine.
Yeah. Yeah, she dealt with it fine too. There's no issues at all. My wife was pretty upset. Yeah, I looked at it, and it's just a little bit of blood, and luckily it didn't on the eye. The eye wasn't hurt. It's just it was a little cut right here. Bled for a little bit, but that was it. They said no stitches or anything would be necessary. So that was good. Okay, enough about me. The next case that we're going to be going to are the 3 cases that we were supposed to do last night. The picture's been up there for 2 days now. And the first case is case number 222, John David, who is also known by the name of Johnny Gosch. I believe this is a really popular story in the past, wasn't it, Deborah?
Yes, it is. This is a real interesting one. And there's a lot of controversy regarding this story, too.
Okay. Before we get into that, let me tell you what I have so far. Again, guys, it's case number 222. The link is right there on your screen. If you're watching YouTube or whatever, please just go to brianstreams.com/lost, or there's actually a link to missing persons on almost every page of the website. You can also get links in the forum. The forum again is listed up on the top of your screen. So the case was open. Actually, it was requested to be open on December 2nd of 2006, and I got it done 2 days later. The case was open for me on December 4th, 2006. And Deborah, can you give us the details on this case? And I know there's a lot of stuff that went on Johnny Gosch.
Right. I'll give you some basic details here, and then if you want to discuss some more of it, that's fine.
Okay.
Johnny Gosch, John David Gosch, I'll call him Johnny, as he's most known by. He's been missing since September 5th, 1982, from West Des Moines, Iowa. It's classified as a non-family abduction. His date of birth is November 12th, 1969. He was 12 at the time when he went missing. 5 feet 7 inches tall, 140 pounds. Caucasian male, light brown hair, blue eyes. He has freckles. He had a gap between his upper front teeth at the time that he disappeared. He has a horseshoe-shaped scar on his tongue and a birthmark on his left cheek. He was last seen wearing a white sweatshirt with Kim's Academy imprinted on the back, black sweatpants or cut-off jeans, and blue thong sandals. He was last seen working his newspaper route in West Des Moines, and he had his dog with him. He had a dachshund named Gretchen, and witnesses saw Johnny speaking to a male suspect on 42nd Street and Marquardt Lane while he was delivering his newspapers. Once again, this is in West Des Moines, Iowa. Gretchen, his dog, returned to the home, but Johnny was not with the dog. He had disappeared. They found his wagon with all the newspapers still inside of it 2 blocks from his home. Johnny's mom, her name is Noreen Gosch. She claims that Johnny came to visit her during the time period that she testified in 1999 in a trial against pedophile crime organization in Nebraska.
Okay.
Well, actually, she testified in 1999. She claims that he visited her in her Iowa apartment in 1997, and he had an unidentified male with him, and he stayed for a little over an hour. She says that, basically what he had to say was that he was abducted by members of a pedophile crime ring, and he was keeping a low profile to avoid the repercussions that could come from his former captors. And he told her that he probably would not visit her again, and that he had escaped from the group a while prior to that. And at this point, she maintains that she's had no further contact with him. She says that he was there, that he visited her, and she saw him. That's the proof that we have. That his mom claims that he was there. I'm not disputing that or, saying that it happened. We can't prove it, and, he was an adult at that point when she did see him. I really hope that was, that's true, and that she did see him, because he was alive and well at that point. And from the report, sounds like he had gotten away from, what he was involved in, what he had been taken into. Not that he was involved so much, he was taken into it. He was a child and did not deserve that. In August of 2006, Noreen ended up with the photos. They were left by the front door of her home, and I know most people that have looked at this case, heard of this case, familiar with it, they've heard about these photos.
Sorry. Go on, Deborah. I'm going to mute.
some things. There's a lot of rumors, speculation, whatever. You know, was this a cruel prank or was it in fact Johnny? It's pretty much been proven, you know, that this is pretty much what happened with Johnny. That he went missing into, you know, this kind of a lifestyle with pedophiles. But they, you know, as far as proving those things, they're not sure yet. Johnny did go missing from the same area that Eugene Martin disappeared from in 1984. And both of them had newspaper routes. So they think that his case could be connected with Eugene's also. And I know that there's been some talk about him being, you know, Johnny's case being connected with some other ones. Now, this is a real problem. The pedophile crime.
As you say that, I was reading over Johnny Gosch's case. Sorry, Deborah, I missed probably a minute of your audio because when I muted, I forgot that everybody wouldn't be able to hear you. About a minute of what you were saying got muted, but I think everybody understands. Sammy, you got to take these dogs and take them out of here right now. Okay. All right. Sorry. Right. I'm on the TV thing right now. Okay. So take the dogs and take them somewhere. Deborah, I was looking in here. I was looking down on the bottom of the Johnny Gosch case, and there was a link to case number 178. And I noticed that these cases are not linked together, so I was doing that actually. That's Jacob's case. Jacob Weatherling.
Jake Wetterling?
Right.
Okay.
And then there was one more too. It says possible 315. So I actually found 3 cases. I'm going to open that one too. I'm going to link them all together. Case number 315 is Antoinette Cleado. And actually, I'm looking here. There's one more then too. I just want to say I just found 4 cases that might be related to this one. And that's actually a newer case. Case number 591 might be related too. So I am very glad that we opened this case. Let me get this other link up first. Let me see who that one is. 591. Sorry we lost the audio. It was only for less than a minute. So okay, this person. Okay, it's the same case. Okay, so there's a reason. Okay, so I had done case number 315 and case number 591 are the same case. And I'm looking at similarities between they were done. I think over a year apart. No, they were done. Okay, case number 315 it was done February 16, 2007, and case number 591 was done January 5th, 2008. I'm just looking to see the similarities. There does seem to be something there. But anyways, back to the case. Do you have anything else you want to say on this one before I go over what I have?
Just that there's a lot of things for this case out there, and a lot of the cases do seem to be connected, as you found
yeah,
out
that's what I'm doing. Sorry guys, I really started looking at this, and I just found some stuff here that's very interesting. That's why I'm going to link it. There's a link.
When it comes to
go ahead.
Of the files and the human trafficking, you seem to come up with a lot that are linked together.
Right. Yes. So I found 4 cases, not 5. There was a case that was redone. Actually, I opened the case. I've done this several times, not knowing that I already had opened the case. There's 2 cases. That's why I'm looking at similarities, and there does look like there's similarities between the 2 ones that I did. I'm going to get a link up right now. And the links will be at the top of each case, linking to the other files. If you guys notice anything other similarities, please post them in the forums. So Deborah, right now it's case. Okay, it's case number 222. And case number 178. Case 178. And then case number 315. Hang on, I'm going to type these in here. If you guys can't hear the audio in the chat room, please click on the audio icon. What I'm seeing, it looks like it's working fine. Okay, so case 315 and then case number 591. All may be related. It's taking a second to link. I'm gonna get these links done first before we continue.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
I didn't know you were gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had music coming from another part in my home.
Okay, 315. Okay, so what I was saying is, I have 4 cases that are very similar. I'm linking them together right now, and then there was actually case number 315 and 591 are the same person, and I'm looking at it. But what I'm saying is they were done over 2 years apart, and it's looking like the same information. That's why I'm paying attention to it.
Well, when you did those 2 that are apart like that on the same person, is that what you're telling me, that you opened?
Yeah, case number 591 was opened last year, which is actually really recent compared to these other cases. So what I'm doing right now is I'm opening each case. I'm opening each case right now and linking those pages together.
I understand that. So the ones that you found, did you accidentally open a second case for a person there?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, case number 591 and case 591 and 315 are the same person.
Okay, for those 2, do those cases, I know that they tie in, you know, with Johnny and other cases, and they look to be related. Do those pretty much look the same?
No, I'm saying I just skimmed it. It looks like it. That's why I'm getting the link bars done first, just so I can put those, so I can update this right now so everybody can see what I'm talking about.
I guess what I'm asking is if you got anything new after a couple of years, or if it looked the same as the first one.
I don't know yet. Let me. I'm going to tell you in a second.
Let me see if I can get those pulled up and take a look, because you know, a lot of people think that when you open up the case, you know, and then you post the case as soon as you've got it open, and you post everything that you get publicly, and you translate what you have, and you don't remember the dreams.
Right. Yeah. Well, so you know, that's done on purpose, though.
Further translation.
Right.
But a lot of people are under the impression that if you were to do the case again right away the next day, you're going to come up with a whole bunch of new information. And what it seems to happen in so many cases is that when you redo, especially if it's in a short time span, you don't get anything new. And that's, you know, something that a lot of people don't understand. You know, if you give it a little bit of a time span, there's a better chance of you getting something new, correct?
Yeah, exactly. There's probably a lot of reasons for that, because it might still be in my head, and maybe that's why I'm getting the same thing. But yeah, usually the longer the better. But these 2 cases here, I don't think I was aware that I was redoing that case. As a matter of fact, I'm definitely sure.
I don't think you were either. I don't think there's any way for you to know, and that's happened, you know, not just in that instance, but in a few other places. And I can quite honestly tell everyone that Brian has no idea who he has opened cases for. So when you see that he opened a second case for someone, he honestly thought that he had not done that case yet. It's happened. And then the readers would notice that there was a case open, and he would link the case files together.
Right. And I do know of some cases. I mean, I can tell you Madeline McCann, Kaylee Anthony, Jesse Foster. But no. There's a reason why, too. I intentionally, you know, there's a meditation show I just did the other night. You can listen to that. I explained that. I just want to get this done here first. Okay, so we get cases 178, 222, and 315 and 591, which all might be about the same event, or the same human trafficking ring, which I think it is. Okay, so anyways, back to case number 222. John David, who's otherwise known as Johnny Gosch. I do know that there's been a lot of stuff in the media, photographs and stuff like that of tied up children in the bed. I think this is the right case, right, Deborah?
Right. Okay. That's the right case.
Okay. So anyways, this was done on December 4th of 2006. The first dream dwelling says 4 miles from highway, Apple, Mexico, Texas border. Next one says male sex trafficking, Mexican mafia, A13, he is sick, AIDS, 11/2/1969 through 3/7/7. That could be a birth date and an end date, but 3/7/7 is not really a date. You need another number on the end of that one, wouldn't you? Maybe it's 3/17. Either way, the dream drawings have been up there. The translation said, I think that John is alive and living in Texas. He is sick and may die on March 7th of 2007. So to just answer that question. It says may die, and I'm looking at here. I don't see the death images on here, but that's what it says. Following the case down, there were some links here. There was a link to the Johnny Gosch website. If you guys want to go to that, it's Johnny Gosch, GOSCH.com.
I'm giving you another one too, Brian.
Okay, well, yeah, send it to me now. We're going to link these things together.
There we go, justiceforjohnny.com.
Okay. And I'll put that at the top. Okay, I'm going to put that link. Justiceforjohnny.com is the website. The link's on the top of the case 222. Yeah, Deborah, I think we need to do a redo on this, but I'm not exactly sure how we want to do it, though. Considering these cases all may be related, I'd still like to do them individually. But I think right now the most important thing is for us to look at these cases and see how they relate. You guys can please do that too. The cases are now linked together. As soon as I update it, you'll see there'll be a link at the top with all the cases I'm talking about. Anything else on this case? We got to move on.
I would like to give a little bit of a warning when people visit the websites and look. You're going to see and hear a lot of things. Video, audio, photographs. If things are going to bother you, please, look the other way or turn it off as, close it down as you get there. But, it is what it is, and it's a real problem in the United States. It's a real problem in the world. And as realized, it looks like in your cases alone, which is such a small amount of people that are missing, it looks like we have some, boys, teenagers, young men that met this, this fate when they were younger. So, just please pay attention to these things, but if things really bother you, be a little bit careful. I remember when I first started researching this case back in October, I came across stuff. There's a lot of things connected with Johnny's case too, where people could scream conspiracy. So, that's a big case and there's a lot to it. So, be informed, but, then again, do what you feel is right. And that's pretty much what I have to say on that, because it can bother some people.
Yeah, thank you. Speaking of that, like I said, I believe this is definitely a case of human trafficking, along with the three other cases that we will be checking out tonight. But I wanted to bring up, we will be having another show on human trafficking. We hope to have Glendine back on and a few other guests and some experts maybe that can tell you guys the real facts that are going on. A lot of times human trafficking victims are not reported. So the statistics that I think the CIA has could be only half of the number of people that actually have gone missing through human trafficking.
When I did some research on human trafficking statistics, as you asked that I do that, the government research claimed that there was really no way to know how many people had gone into human trafficking.
Right.
That, like you said, a lot aren't reported. I think it's a whole lot bigger problem than what we even realize it is at this point.
Okay, the next case was opened. Actually, we requested to be open on December 4th, and was open the same day. The case is for Brandy Lynn Hall, and Deborah, I believe you have more information.
Right, I'm pulling up her stats right now.
Okay.
Brandy's missing out of Florida. And everyone, I know it seems like there's an awful lot of cases out of Florida, and yes, there is. I'm not sure why, but children and adults both, there are more people missing from Florida than from anywhere else, from what I've seen. And, you know, you can look at it in just about any way as far as Amber Alerts, recent cases, older cases. Florida just is a hot spot for it. Okay, I have her information up. Her name is Brandy Lynn Hall. And I do remember that Brandy was a firefighter. She's been missing since August 17th, 2006 from Malabar, Florida. She's classified as an endangered missing, which is how they normally classify adults. Her date of birth is September 14th, 1973. She was 32 when she went missing, so she would be 34 years old right now. 5'6" to 5'8", she's tall, 120 to 100 pounds. She's a Caucasian female with blonde hair and blue eyes. She has a pierced navel and a pierced tongue. She has a scar on her right eyebrow and a scar on her abdomen. There is a tattoo of a fishing scene on her lower back and a tattoo of Tweet Bird with a fire hydrant on her ankle. She was last seen wearing an off-white long sleeve shirt with the Malabar Fire Department logo on it and the worked Malabar Fire Department on the back. She had on dark colored work pants and mid-calf work boots. The last time she was seen, she was leaving the Malabar Fire Department. She was a volunteer firefighter, and that's located in the 1800 block of Malabar Road in Malabar, Florida. And that was approximately 10:45 p.m. on August 17, 2006. She was supposed to work a full night shift, but she left work early. She said she needed to go home. This is what her coworkers had to say. She drove away from the fire station. She was driving a green Chevrolet truck, and she was never heard from again. Her truck was located. It was found submerged in a pond, a nearby pond off of Treeland Boulevard the next day. There was a substantial amount of Brandy's blood found inside the cab of her truck, but it was not enough blood to prove that she was dead. Equipment was also found in the pond, and her cooler. The soda and beer in her cooler were still cold to the touch when they located it the next day. They did an extensive search of the pond, and they turned up no sign of Brandy's remains. And the authorities do not believe that her body was or is in the pond. They did find her backpack in a canal in western Indian River County, and that's located in Florida in June of 2007, 10 months after she disappeared. Inside of the backpack were some of her personal belongings, and authorities stated that they did not know how long the backpack had been there, and they did search the canal for further evidence. Brandy's husband is a former Osceola County fire chief. His name's Jeffrey Hall. He was arrested along with another firefighter and charged with growing and selling marijuana on the Haleigh in State, Florida, July 5. And sorry, I was just checking something here. Apparently, the husband, along with another ex-firefighter, sold large amounts of marijuana every 2 months, and they made about $30,000 in profit each time they sold it. Brandy got arrested for this also, though she said she was not aware of what her husband was doing. Most of the charges against her got dropped because there was not evidence, and they released her. Right now, she just has commercial littering and pollution charges out on her, which really is nothing compared to the fact that she's missing. She was scheduled to go to trial for that a couple months after she went missing. The thing is that with her going missing, she was not able to testify or, be in court for what was going on with her husband and the other firefighter selling the marijuana. They have her husband out for disappearing. I don't really understand what's going on with all of this. She planned on attending his sentencing to support him. And he states that they had a good relationship. Hang on, I'm okay, fine now. after Brandy went missing, they had not been able to find any activity on her bank accounts or anything like that. The authorities do believe that there was foul play. Once again, they found blood in her pickup truck submerged in that pond, but it was not enough blood to prove that she was deceased. Pretty much out there, everybody is assuming that Brandy is deceased, even though, you know, they have not located her remains, and that does happen in a lot of cases.
Okay. Thank you, guys. We got about 3 minutes left. We won't be able to get to the next case. What I have on it was done on December 3rd, 2006. Says Jeff killed Brandy. Crystal Figure was going to divorce him. She told a friend, "I'm in danger." She had a lawyer. Check this out. 3 men involved. Next dream drawing says body was dumped into ocean. Tent, ex-con, planned murder. Dispose of body, Florida, drug bust. He will be captured. The next one says RS-7 fishing boat, son of Seam. No, that's not correct. It says, I'm not exactly sure what it says. That's not what it's. Basically, it says son of Seam. I'm guessing Pierce, Florida. I think what we found out that could be Fort Pierce, Florida. There was a detective on the case. I do not believe I spoke with him, and I don't know. But this case would warrant a redo. Okay. Anything else in that one, Deborah? We got a few more minutes. We got a minute or so, actually. So I guess we have to keep it at 45 minutes. I don't think we're ever going to get this recorded right. And we will be doing the next case, which is case 225. It's actually 2 individuals, but we will discuss them tomorrow night. We will be doing a show, like I said, 7 days a week, forever until we get all this stuff done. At 11 o'clock, we might be a little late, so please bear with us at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, -5 GMT. That said, I want to thank you, Kinsley, and thank you, Deborah, for being on. And let's once again, let me get Adji's pictures up there again. So guys, please, if you're listening, please go to www.findadji.com. We're there. Please spread the word. And this child needs to be located, and he needs to get more attention. So send that picture. Send an email out. Please, pass that around. Findadji.com or any other site that may be dedicated to help find him. All right, thanks, guys.